Today we've been joined by Tamzyn Beros from the Swan Districts WAFLW Football Club. Tamzyn, thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me, Cooper.
No worries, any time. Now, how many times, Tamzyn, do you get your name pronounced incorrectly or spelt incorrectly?
So many times, like going through school, everyone has a different way to pronounce it, and definitely the spelling. Mine's spelled kind of uniquely, but oh well, I'm used to it now, so it's good.
Lily, that's fair. So what nickname do you go by that makes it a little bit easier for the people that struggle?
So, for my first name, some people will just call me Tams because it's kind of shortened it and it's a bit more simple, or Beros, anything. I literally respond to anything, so not very fussy about it.
Now, Tamzyn, tell us a bit about yourself. What got you into footy and what type of player you are?
So I've always grown up around the football club and around my brothers playing football and my dad, so very sporty family, so I've always been involved. And then I decided to join myself. I started playing at Caversham, and since then, yeah, now I'm at Swannies, so it's good.
That's good. So obviously you're only 19 years of age and you represented WA in 2022 in the state championships, albeit one game, Taz. But how good was it though to mingle around the team and play a game as well in that state championship? Because they tell everyone that's ever been a part of it, whether it's a major part or a minor part, they don't just ask anyone.
Yeah, it was so good for me. I actually wasn't at Swans yet, so I got picked up through the Metro, so playing at my community club. It was such a good opportunity though to work with the girls whose skills were amazing and everything like that, and just the professionalism in the state place. It was so good. It was such a good opportunity. Yeah.
Sure. Now, how good was it though to play alongside some of the girls that would have got drafted in the last year or two in that side, and then play and compete against the other comp or other states in the league?
Well, I'd never done anything like it, so playing with the girls that got drafted, it was so good to see how they play and all the effort that goes in behind the scenes that they put in. And then even seeing from the other states, like how it's been replicated as well. Like everyone's trying the hardest. There's so many good, talented players out there. It's actually so amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely, it definitely is. And, what you just said there makes it even more impressive the way you got in. You weren't at the Swan District, as you said at the time, coming from local footy. So that makes it more impressive that you get noticed from that level and then get put through that level when 99% of people would come through, their waffle club in your case.
I know, it was crazy. Yeah, I was very lucky, yeah.
That's good. So how did you first get told that you would be in that state championship side?
So I played in Metro, so they grab all the girls from the community clubs and put them together, and we verse country and stuff like that. So one of the coaches there, Jason, he really helped me develop myself as a player, and then he was also part of the state team as well. So he told me first, and then obviously get all the messages from everyone else and all the emails to come down, which was really good. So yeah, it was nice.
That's good. Then how did the approach come with the Swan Districts? I'm sure that was a given once you're in the state and they're like, hang on, Tasman's in the state championship, but she's not in a WAFLW club. So is that how the districts came about from then on, or?
Yeah, so kind of at the same time as I got introduced to the state league, I got approached by Swans, and I've obviously wanted to go there. My uncle actually played at Swans, so I've always wanted to play at Swans, but I just hadn't gotten down yet. But it was really good, so I joined the state program and Swan Districts at pretty much the same time. Yeah.
Very good. Now, obviously, in that time as well in the state championships, who would you say in that game you played was the opponent you played? Were they the toughest opponent? Did you match up well against them? Do you remember who it was? Even do you remember the team?
Well, I versus South Australia, so a bit of a rivalry there, which yeah, I've heard a lot about. I don't remember my exact opponent or who I played on, but they definitely were probably better than me. I was still very new to the whole professional level. I didn't have my best game, I would say, but it was definitely an eye-opener to what there is out there and what I get to look forward to playing against and for, if that makes sense, yeah.
And in that time, in the WA side of things then, Tasman, who was some of the girls you got to play alongside who have now made it to AFLW level or who are very close?
Yeah. Well, I played with Abby Bushby from Swan, so I met her through state and at Swans at the same time, I would say, and she's a gun. Like she's got speed and good skills as well, so it was good to watch her play and play alongside her. And also Ella Roberts, I thought she was amazing. Like just her craft in the forward line, but then she ought to also push up into the middle and help us out. Like yeah, she's a great person as well, so that's really good.
Abby's obviously doing well for us over the Eagles, but Ella's probably, if not one of, or if not the best, one of the best young players in the competition. And as you mentioned, versatility with Ella is fantastic. You know, I went to a few Eagles games by luck of a few of them playing in Melbourne at the same time I could go to. And, you know, the versatility on it is very important. They had a win against Essendon. I remember being there and, you know, everyone was going, oh, West Coast can get smashed. You know, Essendon are going, all right, they're going to play finals. And well, Ella and the team had a different answer there, and they beat them at their home ground. And you know, that game in particular, I knew that beforehand, but that game in particular, you know, the versatility was important. Playing through the midfield, push up forward when they needed to score, go down back when they wanted to hold the lead. Fantastic player she is.
She's so good, yeah, very amazing, yeah.
Now, the Swan Districts, obviously, you've known has been well published. There's been a fair few of the Swan District girls. That's probably why I chose them as a team. Who of the crew that you have been with the last few years, who would you say some of your closest teammates of the club, favourite teammates?
Well, I joined Swans around the same time as Lily Pat did and Luca Davis did. So I started community footy with them and I'm still with them today. So it's really good to see that what we can do together and still be playing on the same team. It's really good, yeah. So I'd say them.
Yeah, Lily's fantastic, especially Lily, and she's a bit hard on herself. I was speaking to her off camera and on as well about her game when she had like 38 disposals and had like 6 behinds. And well, that day when it happened, I spoke to her and she's like, "Yeah, I don't want to talk about that, but you know," and she's talked about it recently about, you know, you can learn from it, and she's continued to prove it. She said, actually, I was surprised. She thought that was one of her worst games. I can't believe, you know, you had 37 touches or whatever it
I
was.
know, it's amazing, yeah.
But hey, she's turned it around after that. She's done well for herself.
Exactly.
Now the team, Tasman, obviously pretty well at the moment. In 4th place, I think now, obviously 4 rounds to go, I think it is. How have you assessed the team's performances this year?
There's a lot of moments to be proud of, and then there was also a lot of moments that we had to work on, but I think it was really good because we really did work on those and we take it back to the club and point out what we need to work on and actually fix it rather than just like tiptoe around it, if you know what I mean. And that's been, yeah, the real difference this year that we've had that, yeah, our improvement and able to reset. That's what one of our values was this year. So it was good.
So obviously being a tight ladder, especially around that third to 6th range, I believe, say as well. Do you take it week by week? Do you look at some of the fixtures coming up, or do you mainly just focus on this week and then go 1 week at a time, as they say?
I think it's very important to take it week by week because you never know. It obviously depends on our performance, but also the other teams that are versing each other on that week as well. But then we do look to the future a bit further because like the next 4 games are pretty crucial for us to stay in the top 4 and hopefully make it to finals. So it's a bit of both, but you can't get stuck too far ahead, if that makes sense. Yeah.
That's fair. I mean, obviously this week though you go face into East Perth. Obviously a side, you know, that's taken a while to get their first win, but then they won a couple in a row. Then the loss against Peel Thunder on the weekend. How would you assess going into them, and what would you say some of the key things you need to work on as a team and individually if you want heading into against them?
Well, East Perth are actually a really good team. Like they've obviously very new to the competition and only a few years in, but they've got great talented players and heaps of different skills. So definitely don't underestimate them, and like they're a great team. But I reckon we just got to stick to our game plan and play how we play. Because sometimes I think last time we versed them, we got stuck in like how they play, and we're trying to beat how they play. But I reckon if we just play our game and our brand of footy, that's how we'll get the win. Hopefully, yeah.
Hopefully that's the case. Now, what would you say some of your biggest strengths as a footballer?
Well, this year I've been lucky enough to play a bit more ruck than I did last year, and in the forward line as well. I haven't had many goals this season. I think I've only had the one playing in the forward line, but I really enjoy setting up my teammates and like putting them in the best position to kick a goal or just play my role to make it easier for them to kick goals, if that makes sense. And also in the middle, like I've been lucky enough to work with some great midfielders at Swans, and just seeing how they play, making their job easier, trying to win the ruck taps and put it where we want it, if that makes sense, so they can just do their job and get it done.
Nice, that's good. I'm going to say now because I keep getting sidetracked. Are you warm enough? This is let me keep.
Yes, I'm warm enough. This is one of my favourite jumpers, and Lily Pat thinks so as well, so that's good.
Lily's giving approval, then that's a good thing. Now, going back to your goals, you mentioned that you mentioned one goal. Well, I had another one. It's two. Well, I made sure of it to look this up, so it's two.
Oh, there's two. Okay, good. That makes me feel a bit better.
One. Small on the topic of goals, Tasman. What would you say is some of the? What would you be more confident in? Would you be more confident on a set shot, on the run, on the boundary? How are you with confidence in goal kicking?
I definitely think I perform a bit better under pressure, like just getting it done. So I'd say definitely running in or a quick snap maybe, because I think I get in my head a bit about set shots. But I think two of my goals this year were from set shots. So who knows? But yeah.
You know, we talked about your nicknames before, Tasman, and there's some funny and interesting nicknames floating around the club. We're just speaking off camera. Hatter, Plumber, Plum Dog. Well, we had the Plum Millionaire. Is that a name or nickname that's been floated around a little bit, or is that something that we need to get back out there a bit more if it's died off?
I think we definitely need to get it back out there. I'm definitely going to start calling her that. I just got to remember. But I have heard her being called it a few times, but not enough. Not enough for my liking, yeah.
We'll have to make sure that continuously happens. Okay, so toughest opponent for you this year in the WAFLW competition, Tasman? Again, if it's not a particular name, is there a particular team that you feel was one of your toughest matchups?
I would say either South Freo or East Freo. We just beat South Freo on the weekend, but it was a really good game and tough opposition. And we haven't beaten East Freo this season yet, but I definitely feel we can do it. We just need to, believe in ourselves. But yeah, just the way both those teams play, it's really good, like to watch and be a part of. Yeah.
Absolutely, it is. Okay, so in your football journey, Tasman, has there been any footy accomplishments or premierships that you had throughout your time?
No, playing community, we lost the premiership, so we came runner up. But I actually haven't won a premiership in football, so it's definitely a goal of mine. And yeah, I'd love to do it at Swans, obviously. But yeah.
That's all right. In my time, trust me, if you want to feel any better, I mean, I may have won a premiership. I don't play footy no more. I haven't played for about 7 years, but I still play cricket. And I'd won a back-to-back premierships in both those sports all the way back in under 13s, so like 10 years ago or something. So while and like literally that was like the greatest football years of my life. And then everything else, I kid you not, I have not made finals in either of those sports. I stopped footy at 18, and then cricket I'm still doing now, and not once have I made finals since. So
I know.
yeah.
I think we take it for granted a bit. Like if we get a chance, you got to take it, obviously. But yeah, because you may never play in one again.
Exactly. The way cricket's going, I don't think. So it was actually fun. It was on the topic of that. During this year, one of the last games we played, we hadn't won a game. Me and another guy, we hadn't won a game of cricket for over 1,072 days. So that's just, my point about, and then we broke it in the year, and that was bloody sweet. We won 2 out of 3. So it was like, gee, this season shouldn't end now. We're on fire.
I know, that's good. That's good. Glad to hear.
That's right. Absolutely. Now, okay, so obviously you hear about a lot of the top WA draft prospects this year, Tasman. I'm sure AFLW is something in your mind you would love to get in one day. Is that something you still aspire to get into?
Yeah, definitely. That's always the end goal, obviously, for all of us footy girls. It is really hard though. You can't underestimate it. But obviously, I'm going to try my hardest to get there and see what happens in the future. Yeah.
That's very good. Okay, so is there any particular AFL or AFLW player, Tasman, that you like to model your game off, and what type of style of play that you play like?
I really like Taylor Harris. How she's a pretty tall girl. So she kind of plays as a tall forward, but she also loves a run. Her attack on the ball and her yeah, just hunger to play football. I really admire that. So yeah, definitely Taylor Harris, I would say.
That's good. So, what team did you grow up supporting?
Eagles.
Eagles, okay.
West-
Both
yeah.
comps?
Yes, yeah. I
That's
carried it on into the women's, yeah.
So I've had so many, well, not so many, I've had a handful of people have mixtures of teams between both leagues. I'm thinking, you can't have mixed.
No, I agree. It's one team. Stick to one team.
You know, when some of these examples, I won't name them. Some of them I can't honestly remember who they were. But some are like the worst possible decisions. One in one sport is West Coast, and one in the women's is Freo. It's like, what the hell are you doing? It's like Adelaide. It's the same thing. It's like, oh god, don't these two teams hate each other?
Yeah, the rivalries. They're picking the rivalries. Yeah.
Down the derby, there's all of that, and you're just throwing that completely out the window. But anyway, whatever. How do you assess your season though this year, Tasman? Personally,
I think I've been playing some good football. I've definitely been getting into the games more and having a few more influences on the games, and I've definitely been enjoying it a lot. But there's still obviously things that I want to work on and get better at to better myself as a player. But yeah, I've really enjoyed footy this year as well, so that's always a bonus. Yeah.
absolutely sure is. And now you mentioned about playing some more ruck this year. Is that something you ever wanted to get into in terms of a position, or was that something you were thrown in the deep end, or was it something that you were liking a challenge? How did that all come about?
Well, playing community, I played ruck at Caversham, so I loved being in the middle and also playing as that extra midfielder, like doing my job in the ruck and also supporting the girls on the ground. At Swans, I played a little bit last season. I'm pretty tall, so they got me in there. But this season, I've definitely been working on it a lot more with the coaches and stuff, and I've really enjoyed it. So I wouldn't say I was thrown in the deep end, but I've
Yeah,
definitely been given a chance, so I'll definitely take it. Yeah.
that's good. So, do you ever worry about every time you read these stories about ruckman getting knee on knee PCL injuries or whatever they call it? Is that ever crossed your mind every time you see an article, whatever sport, whether it's men's or women's or AFL, AFLW, waffle, Stanford, whatever, BFL? Do you ever read some of them and go, does that ever put you off, or it just doesn't matter?
I think about it definitely when I read it. I'm like, oh, that I do not want that happening to me. Like, it sounds painful, and obviously, no one wants that to happen to them. But when I'm like, I don't have time to think about it when I'm rocking. So I suppose that's a good thing. You don't have time to think about the negatives that could come of it. So, but yeah, I wouldn't say I worry about it too much. I try to protect myself a bit as I get outbodied a bit in the rock. I'm not a big frame, but yeah, so it's always a possibility. But I try not to think about it. I don't want to. Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
All the girls that get touted in WA for this year, obviously you've played up against a lot of them that will get drafted this year as well, and they've played against you this year, like Zippy Fish, for example, Claudia Wright, Lily Paterson, obviously playing alongside, different story there, playing with her, not against. Who are some of the names that you've come up against this year, or just not necessarily matched up on, but just like, competed against, that you know exactly why they get the hype that they're getting right now, in particular those names that I just mentioned?
Well, I touched on the names you've mentioned. Zippy's amazing. She's got speed, agility, everything, and like you give her an inch, she'll take a mile and take the game on, which is I really admire that as well. Like you're not scared to get caught or anything, and she knows how she plays and plays it well. Kind of the same with Molly O'Hare. We versed her on the weekend, and we really tried to shut her down a lot of the day, but we gave her a little bit of space and she took it and ran straight through the middle and kicked a goal. So she really makes the most of her opportunities, and I think that's a great quality to have in a footballer. And Lily, I think Lily's amazing. This year she's put a lot of work into it behind the scenes that not a lot of people will see, and she's really talented and crafty. And she's got that X factor as well. So I think, yeah, if she gets drafted, she definitely deserves it, and people deserve to have her on her team. She's really good, yeah.
Absolutely. It probably does sound biased, Obviously, Lily, obviously you play along with her for a while, and obviously I spoke to her a fair few times. She's very modest. She doesn't like talking herself up, which I think a lot of people do. We'll let other people do that part.
Yeah. She does talk herself up a bit at training. Or not talk herself up. She does know how to do a good celebration, so I'll give her that. But no, yeah, you're right. She's very humble and yeah, just works hard, a hard worker.
Yeah, I might have to bring that one up to her off camera. That's interesting. Okay. All right. So, we mentioned that. Okay. So, coach's pet. Is there any coach's pet at the club?
No, I wouldn't say so. I think no, definitely not. I think we all have such a good relationship with both our coaching group and our playing group, so I think we all get along really well, which is always a good thing to have in a team. But I don't think we have any coaches' pets. No, not one that I can think of at the moment, anyway. But yeah.
That's fair. Now, this can be as unrealistic as you want here for your answer here, Tasman. So, if you could poach any player at all from another WAFLW club to join the districts, who would you be stealing and why?
Oh, let me think.
Any age, it could be any position, anything at all, or anyone at all.
This is a tough question. You've set me up here. Let me think about it. I would. You know what? I'd pick from East Perth. I went to school with her, Layla Ferns. She plays in the midfield a bit, but she's a great person and great player as well. I think she'd definitely fit in well at our club, and she's young, got lots to learn, and heaps of time under her belt. So I'd definitely pick Layla. I reckon. Yeah, that's
So
who comes to.
coincidentally, I've actually had Layla on as well, and I didn't bring it up to her this time I spoke on camera, but she always is very noticeable on the field with that helmet.
Matching helmet, matching boots. I think she has a matching mouth guard as well, so she's got the uniform down pat.
Oh, I didn't catch on that one. Okay, that's very impressive. Oh, yeah, no, I'm sure she'll like that. Okay, so your teammates, Tasman, were to describe you in a word or a sentence, how would they describe you?
Hopefully they'd say happy. I feel like I'm always positive and happy around the club. Obviously, I love being at the club, so I don't recall a time I wasn't happy when I'm at Swannies, but yeah, hopefully happy. Something along those lines, yeah.
That's going to be good. Now, I love teammate questions. I'm sure you've heard some, seen clips of some, and I want to try it now here. So, this is related to the district. So, who loves the limelight, the attention, the camera at the club, and they can't get enough of it, and they know exactly what to do when that camera's around? Personally, now after talking through half the team, now I can throw some names up. But who have you got in that spot?
I don't know. I might go with either Kingy, and it's not that she's not humble, but she's so positive and loves a good celebration as well, and also probably Lily. They've got a lot of opportunities to celebrate as well, so that probably adds to it.
That too. That does help being one of the best players in the team. That absolutely helps. And when we mentioned off camera about when I went to Perth, we did a golden comp, and Kingy was one of those few district girls a part of it. And yes, she loves the celebration. Her and Karis had this back and forth throughout the whole comp, and Karis ended up winning, and she was so excited. And then one of the most exciting things she was excited about was not only because she won, but she got free Yoshi out of it. Is that a thing that talked about? She loves it from what she described to me.
Yeah, us Swanee girls definitely love our Yoshi, so yeah, I would celebrate too if I got a free Yoshi.
That's right. Out for that. But now King, yeah, she's fantastic. LP we've mentioned a few times, and obviously there's a fair few other girls as well. Okay, so mark or goal of the year, which one would you rather do and why?
I'd definitely say mark of the year. I love a good mark, you know what I mean? Like, I think if watching either a good goal or a good hanger, I'd definitely pick a good hanger. I think it takes a lot of skill timing it right and actually marking the ball in the air. So I would say mark of the year, yeah.
You can't go wrong either way, can you? I mean,
yeah, I'd take either.
Well, see, I choose goal because it's the only thing I can do at football in general is just kick goals in the boundary. That's why I say that was my thing. I couldn't tackle. I could run, but I can't tackle, so it's kind of irrelevant being able to run but not able to tackle. You know what I mean? But yeah, marking up. You couldn't see me get that far up at all. Or I might try, but it's not going to work. So, but yeah, you can't go wrong. Would you be one, Tasman, to post it if you were to nail one of those mark or goal contenders?
I don't think so. I wouldn't really. Oh, maybe I would. I mean, it's a good flex to have nomination, let alone winning it. But I don't know. Depends how. Depends how I would post it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, some, I love though when some people say that. Oh no, I wouldn't share bullshit. Unless your name is Jeremy Howe, no one does. Okay, maybe if you don't physically share it yourself, you'll give someone a nudge on the shoulder. Go, can you share this so then I can reshare you sharing it? You know, wait for someone else to do it.
Yeah, set it up. Yeah.
That'd be good. Now, goal celebrations, Tasman. Do you have a goal celebration that you go to?
No, I don't. I wouldn't know what to do, to be honest. Probably find a teammate first, good double high five, or or just the single fist up, or I don't really know.
That's fair. That's not too bad. Sometimes nice and basics the best way to go about it. But if you like to add some excitement and a bit different, I've instilled in my goal games. I like to do the double cobra. Not that I've got much to flex about, but to do the double cobra. That's nice to do that. And one that's not going to ever leave my mind is about a month ago. I was in a goal game. Someone was here in Vic, and then they brought out the celebration that I thought I'd never see. It was pretty funny. I don't know if you call it embarrassing or even funny. I thought it was funny. Where they got the goal and they did like an aeroplane. They had their arms out like an aeroplane and went around in circles about 3 times, or maybe twice, maybe. But yeah, I thought it was pretty funny and interesting.
Yeah, definitely. You won't say that every day.
I was literally shocked. If you see the video, you see my voice go from a normal voice to yelling. I'm like, what the fuck is that? It definitely shocked me. Okay, how are you with crowd hecklers, Taz? Do you ever get any words of advice from the cheap seats down behind the fence? Ever?
No, I try and block it out. Sometimes you just need to play your own game and not think about it. But I can definitely hear my dad a few times in the crowd yelling out bits of advice or even encouraging words. You know what I mean? So I might listen out for that. But no, I wouldn't go taking everyone's advice. Definitely not.
All jokes like you mentioned your dad. Correct me if I'm wrong here. I'm sure, as you said, there's some positives and negative ones. Was he like to you after a game, like, oh, you should have kept that and stuff like that? Because I certainly copped that end as well when I did play. It's like, oh, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Do you get all that as well?
No, I'm actually really lucky. Both my parents are very positive people, but yeah, Dad's good. Dad's very knowledgeable on footy. He's played his whole life as well, so I wouldn't say it's as much heckling, but very good advice. He doesn't yell or anything, but he knows what he's doing and tries to help me be my best as well. So I'm really lucky in that department, you could say. Yeah.
It's very good. Leadership aspirations, Tasman. Is that something you've ever been a part of or something you ever want to look into getting into?
In junior footy, I was part of the leadership team. I wasn't captain or vice captain or anything, but I was in the leadership team, and I definitely like to be in the leadership team at Swans. I mean, watching the girls do it now, they know what they're doing, and I admire to be like them. So I'd definitely like to one day, hopefully, be in the leadership team. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, very good. Okay. Any outside of footy interests that you have?
I like watching footy outside of football, if that makes any sense, but just hanging out with my friends and family, really close with both of them, so I'm very lucky. So yeah, just that, yeah.
Very nice. Any favorite TV shows or movies that you have?
My favorite movie of all time is definitely Grown Ups, or really anything with Adam Sandler in it. I love Adam Sandler, so yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, he's not too bad at movies and all that stuff. Now going back to goals for a second, what is the best goal you've ever got at any level at any point in time? It doesn't have to be a natural game. It can be a practice match. It could be a training, having a piss take kick with friends on an oval. What's the best goal you've ever got?
Definitely in community footy. Obviously, I said I played ruck, so I went up for the ruck contest, tapped it down to one of my teammates. They gave it straight back, and I kicked it from the centre. Obviously, the ovals were much smaller in community footy, so it wasn't that big of a kick, but it was definitely good clearing it straight out of the centre and straight through the goalpost.
That's pretty good. That'd be pretty good. And that's where a celebration would have to come out at some point, surely, unless you stand by. Even then, why not? Okay, so what's the best individual game you've played at any? Again, same type of question, but best game.
I can't remember one exactly. I'd say any game that I've been able to kick a goal. It's always good to be able to kick a goal in a game, but yeah, I can't pinpoint one exactly. I don't remember. Sorry.
No stress. Yeah, but isn't it always nice though when you mentioned kicking a goal? Any game that has a goal in it, it's always nice to go back to look on the score sheet or look on the online version, whatever they call them these days and that back then, to see your name on the thing. Go Tamzyn Beros, 1 goal and best on blah blah. There's nothing. There's no better feeling, I think, than doing that. It gets to a point now at cricket where I put the scores up myself for our own grade because I want to see it straight. I don't want to wait a day or 2 days or 3 hours. I want now.
Yeah,
That's why I do it.
definitely. Yeah, yeah.
Duck or maybe got smashed in when I was bowling. I still put them up straight away, reluctantly, for that way. If I've kept it straight away, mate, you can expect it up before I don't even get in the car. It's already going up.
That's good. Everyone would be grateful for that as well. That you get it up fast, though.
Appreciate the quick publishing it. Anyway, okay, so did you play any other sports outside of footy ever?
Yes. So I started off playing netball. Well, I started off dancing when I was really younger, but it wasn't really not my strong suit at all, I wouldn't say. I like the acro and the flipping side of it, but definitely not the pointed toes and everything like that. But then I started playing netball. So I played netball since Net Set Go, so since like year 3 all the way up to like 2 years ago, where I had to either pick football or netball because they'd clash a lot and just a lot of stress on the body. And I picked football. But yeah, I still love netball and would play it if I could, yeah.
That's good. Now you just mentioned there that dancing wasn't a strong suit. Strong suit. Gee, I can't talk. So was that something that you would ever consider doing on a football field? You want to go to goal suppose you don't really have one. Maybe a backflip.
Yeah, well, I can actually do a backflip. So maybe if the goal's good enough, I'll chuck a backflip in there. But I doubt it.
That'd be cool because you know it's going to be filmed as well, unless providing they don't put a replay over you doing it, or whatever you put up on the
Yeah.
screen. That'd be good knowing that it's filmed.
Yeah, exactly. At least I'd have it on film.
Then the negative of that is if it fails, it's captured.
Exactly. If I fall on my face or slip in the mud, that won't be good. No.
And now you're talking about not wanting things, going to post things that would get posted, whether it's publicly or not. It would be around group pages for, this playing squad.
Yeah, definitely.
Anyway, what's something someone does at the club that you can't stand? Whether it's leaving rubbish around, just being flat out annoying, jump scaring people. Is there anything in particular?
Not that I can think of, but there's got to be something, but I can't think of anything at the moment. But yeah.
Or stuff like that. Anyone just sit in if you got your own lockers, like with names and everything?
Yeah, so we do have our own lockers and our own numbers, and I'm actually in the corner, so in one of the corner lockers, so squished in there. And I'm next to Quafey as well, another ruckman, and Lily Pat actually. So we always have to shuffle in and squeeze in there when we need to sit down, and we always get other people putting our bags in there and stuff. So it's kind of a bit of a running joke that we never have any room, but it's good.
They need to fix it. You got to get out of the corner. That's the naughty corner. You got to get out of the corner. You got to get into the equal space.
Yeah, I know. I've got less space as well. Oh well, it's okay. I'm not fussy. I don't need much space.
That's fair enough. What are some fun facts about you? I was going to call you Lily then. Tasman, that people don't know about you. They may not know about you.
Well, not many people know that I can do a backflip, so that would definitely be one of my fun facts. A bit of a party trick as well, you could call it. Another fun fact. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I can't think of any. I don't know. Don't have any.
That's right. One's better than none, they say. All right, now defenders, Tasman. I feel like they deserve a bit more love and attention than what they actually get at any level, in particular AFL, AFLW. So if you feel like obviously the midfield's got the Coleman, Brownlow, and the rucks get recognised in Brownlow groups these days, and the forwards at the Coleman. Do you feel that the defenders at those levels in particular deserve their own official award as well, like those other positions have? They may not be labelled other position awards, but that's what they are.
I definitely think so. I mean, they kind of hold the team together. They're our last line of defence, so I definitely think they deserve some more recognition than what they get. But yeah.
Yeah, no, they definitely do for sure. And have you ever had any AFL or AFLW player interactions as a fan that were either memorable or forgettable?
No crazy ones. I've high-fived a few of them, obviously. And I've had a good chat with Chelsea Randall one time, so I'll never forget that. But other than that, not really, no.
That's good. I mean, no matter how small the conversation, a handshake, a high five, a comment, you know, I don't think a lot of these players at those two levels in particular realize to some people how, no matter the age, how important a word or a sentence or a handshake could actually be.
Definitely, yeah.
Now, okay, so game day superstitions, Tasman. Do you have any game day superstitions that you follow?
No. Me and Lily this season, yes, actually, we've been having some pickle juice. We both cramped early in the season, so we've started taking pickle juice every day, every game day before our games, and also like gels. So me and Lily have been doing them. Bit of pickle juice, but yeah, other than that, not really. No.
That's fair. How's the taste?
Oh, it tastes like a Whopper or something from Hungry Jack's. I can't do it, but you got to do it.
Fair enough. You mentioned the your jumper number or your locker being shoved in the corner. What jumper number do you wear? Is there any significance behind it? Did you get to pick it? How did that all go?
So like I mentioned before, my uncle used to play at Swans. He actually won the Sandover medal one year, so definitely look up to him, and I've been lucky enough to wear his jumper as well, so hopefully doing him proud and representing my family. So I wear number 15. Yeah.
That's good. What do you feel it is with the fascination between short or single-digit jumper numbers, in particular, obviously 1 to 9? Like, do you understand the fascination of why so many people prefer to have numbers like that? Yeah, I suppose the only two things I could think of. One is that the better players get those numbers, and maybe because some of their favorite players wear that. What could you put that down to? In particular, why people jump to that? Like, you don't hear people going, "Oh, I want 39," unless there's like family relation or something like that. I don't really hear anyone say, "Oh, I want that 39."
Yeah, I think about it all the time, but I haven't actually put it together why. But obviously, like you said, the smaller numbers are probably easier to remember and more noticeable if you think about it. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Now, if you could have any superpowers, Tasman, at all, what superpowers would you like?
I'd probably say like flying, or yeah, I'd say flying.
That's a good one. You wouldn't need a plane then if you could fly.
Exactly.
No, costing nothing. You're not paying for any driving stuff. You're not paying for flights. No, perfect.
Mark of the year.
Gee, that'd be a guarantee at that point.
Yeah.
Couldn't stuff that one up. Okay, favorite music.
I'm not too fussy on music. I really listen to what everyone else listens to, or what I'm not fussy, but definitely more pop music, I would say, and yeah, really anything.
No, that's what you want to hear. All right, so now this is the hot topic food question, where I bring up the topics of food where people get so worked up, Tasman, about this. I don't understand why. So for context, I'll probably ask over 100 people these 6 questions. Only 11 people have got all 6 questions correct to how I would answer them. Only seven fools have answered this first question illogically wrong, and no Perth people have got this first question illogically wrong. So no pressure. How do you feel you go?
Now I'm stressed out, but oh well. Let's see how we'll go.
First one on least. Chicken palmy. Is it a palmy or is it something else?
It's a palmy.
You're good. You're safe. I'm waiting for the Perth person to say something stupid, and that person might bant away, cop it back.
Yeah.
I mean, it's spelt with an I, isn't it? And it's pronounced palmy. There's no logical other answer we can give.
Exactly. I agree.
And to the 7 people that said that, I converted 2 of them over. So technically it's 5. I convinced them by just saying that alone. Oh, yeah, you're right. Now that I think about it, yes, exactly. Now, you got that. Now, also, the lowest score anyone's ever got is a bunch of people on 3. So you need at least 3 and you'll be all good.
Okay.
The next one, but you're flying right now. Pineapple on a pizza, yes or no?
No way.
Good one. That's the answer. Good job. Tomato sauce, cupboard or fridge?
Definitely in the fridge.
If I was that dropped there for say fridge.
Fridge, yeah.
I don't mind either, so I got that 3 for 3. Good. All right, favourite food?
Any pasta or chicken palmy. I love a good chicken palmy from the pub. Yeah.
I love that you're rubbing it into the people that say the other name and you just said it there and abbreviate it as well. I love it. Good. But I should give you a point for that. 4 out of 4. All right, food you don't like.
Food I don't like. I'm actually not a big fan of tomatoes alone, but I eat them in a lot of things, but definitely not a tomato. Like, I'm not getting that on my Subway. No way.
Oh, you know what? I'm glad you're not the only person that's agreed with me with this, but I'm the same. Like, I'll have, say, tomato sauce, or if it's, like in a bolognese where it's like smashed up in the whatever.
Yeah.
It's in chunks, and if you get to choose it, no, I'm like you. I won't have it. Not happening.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I think it's just the chunk part of it. Like, even a slice of it's like, it puts it off for me anyway. It's just whatever.
I
But that's
agree.
good. 5 for 5. All right, let's even get the last one right. Okay, this shouldn't be too hard. Favorite takeaway place?
Oh, this is a tough one. If I was going to get takeaway, I'd probably get like Chinese takeaway. I love good Chinese, but yeah.
All right. To find out if you get it, what would be your go-to order?
I'd say definitely some fried rice. Maybe some honey chicken and beef and black bean. Yeah, I'll leave it at that for now. Definitely, they're the basics.
Good. Very good. I don't mind those options. So you did well. 6 for 6. You're now the 12th person to join the queue of getting all the. See, so you know what you're doing. That's good. All right. Now, this is probably one of my most favourite parts of the interview every single time. It's more teammate questions. This is the part where teammates' hearts may get broken, Tasman, and they may love you more and more for it. Okay. I love this every single time, so let's go. Okay. Best chatterbox at the club.
I'll give that one to Lily Pat. She can have that, yeah.
In fact, Kingy gets mentioned almost every time for that question. So
Kingy as well. Definitely Kingy as well, but Lily Pat.
All right. Loudest and quietest teammates.
I'd say quietest, probably M Nanit. I talk to M a lot though, but I'd definitely say she's one of the quietest. And loudest, I might go loudest in a good way. I'd go Kingy. She's always got something to say in a good way, like good communication. So yeah.
That's right. I'm stressing enough in a good way, Kingy. All right. Now this is probably the best one. If you were stuck on a deserted island with teammates, Tasman, who are you bringing and not bringing, and why?
I'm gonna bring. If I want to survive, I feel like I'd bring like M Humphreys. She's a very knowledgeable person and very smart.
Yeah.
So I'd definitely bring M. I probably wouldn't bring. Let's just put it out there. There's no one I wouldn't bring, but yeah, I don't know who I wouldn't bring. Yeah.
Particular trait of someone that you wouldn't want. For example, if someone was to be annoying or whatever, or they did something, is there a particular thing you're like, okay, if you're going to do this, you're not coming? Not necessarily a person, but a thing they would do.
Definitely talking all the time, but negatively. Like, I can't do this. We're not doing that. All that type of stuff. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, that's definitely understandable for sure. All right, so, okay. If you were the WAFLW CEO, Tasman, for a day, what rule are you adding and or removing?
I reckon I'd remove the rule where we have to go back past halfway at every stoppage, because I think it really stuffs up our game plan sometimes and we have to keep running back and forward into the 50 and like that. So I definitely remove that.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would add though.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, yeah, that is definitely one. I mean, that can drive, gets people really frustrated. As it's just whatever. And another one too, I just thought of then was What do you feel like with time on? Do you like the time should stop? I feel because it was a game that you girls were a part of. I don't remember who the opposition was, but I was a bit pissed off about it, to be honest. I don't know how you felt. It was like round 2, 3 range, maybe even round 1 even. There was a game where we lost by a couple of points and someone was down, I think, for the opposition. I don't know who it was, but regardless of the fact, the play should have stopped and someone had to have a shot from like 60, 70 out. Was that you?
Yes, I wish they stopped the time. I was stressing the whole time, waiting for the opposition to waddle off the ground, and obviously she was injured, so we had to wait. But I was shaking in my boots. I just wanted to hit up a lead inside the 50, but the siren went, and I was outside 50, and had to give it a kick. But no way I was going to kick that. But
Mm. Yeah,
so yeah,
well, you remember it better than anyone being the kicker. I found that example that was so harsh on you and the team for any team for that matter. Yes, the injured players are injured. It's not their fault, but that just shows the rule can be exploited. Obviously, that was an injury. That wasn't a fake injury, but regardless, you that opportunity for someone to stall or fake or I got cramp. Hang on a minute, and then obviously they got to stop. Or even when you're down, so say you're trailing, let's hypothetically say you were 8 points down, you kick the goal, they're not going to chase the ball. They're not going to bother getting it, but unless they're down, you're then forcing to go get it. Then you're going to get into position and all that. And then you're going to wait for the umpire to hurry up and ball it up, or the opposition just strolls slowly into position. Like, you just leave a lot of exploitation that way, I feel like.
I know.
You can technically you can do it. It's in the rules, but that shouldn't be the opportunity to do that. I didn't like that. I thought that was rubbish.
Yeah, so did I. But that's okay. Sometimes, yeah. But I definitely would change that if we could. That would be my first move as the CEO.
That's a good one. I love it. Okay, so I've got these random questions that I've started bringing to a few people recently. And I probably know the answer to this now, considering you're wearing it. But what is your favorite item of clothing?
Probably a jumper or a hoodie. Yeah, definitely.
That's good. Okay. Favorite app on your phone?
Oh, that's a tough one. I'm gonna go with Snapchat. That's how I talk to most of my friends, so definitely go with that.
That clearly that would be a common answer. Okay. How do you handle pressure and setbacks in your career?
I'd say I handle it pretty well. I mean, obviously it sucks to have a setback or any external pressures, but I reckon you just got to figure out how to fix it and fix it. You know what I mean? There's not much else you can do. Sit around complaining.
Absolutely, for sure. Favorite person to have been interviewed by? Gee, I definitely didn't write this one.
I'm gonna have to say Cooper.
Thank you very much. Love it. Good one. Good answer. That was the answer I was wanting to hear, hoping to hear. What food do you find is the hardest to stay away from during the season? If there's any in particular that you're trying to avoid, or it's just like I don't care what season, it can be in season, mid season, pre-season, post-season. Is there anyone?
Definitely Yochi. I mean, it's not the worst for you, but obviously it's not the best for you either. But I can't resist it sometimes. But yeah, definitely Yochi.
Fun fact about this, everyone was shocked when I said this at the time in Feb. I want to stress enough, I heard of it, but I didn't know definitively what Yoshi or sombreros actually was. I thought it was just a Perth thing.
Yeah.
Apparently not.
No, I think it's everywhere now. Like, very popular now, actually, yeah.
Yeah, I've only been saying this for a few months, but when I do find one, I am going to go there and I'm going to post it. There's a lot of the Perth girls in particular, like you have to go to one, you have to find one. I said it, and so many people have said it, and people outside of WA. I'm like, okay, I've said all this. If I ever find one, I'm posting a photo. I'm literally going to tag everyone or send it to them.
Yes.
See, I found one. I've had it. It's it.
Good, definitely. You need to.
Not that I don't want to. I want to. I just don't find one or
yeah.
Whatever. All right. So I got a few more for you, Tamzyn. So I do really appreciate you coming on. So, celebrity crush.
Oh, that's a tough one. I would say Adam Sandler, but if he was younger, obviously.
Fair enough. Yep. Fair enough. Okay. Are you scared of heights?
It depends. I'd say no, but obviously it depends. Yeah.
All right. So I'll throw one random example about heights. Planes.
No, I'm not scared of heights like that. Nah.
Okay, fair enough. I can't say that. I was in saying that I was fine when I went to Perth though. Well, on the way back I was, not on the way up. The bit I hate the most because I'm like when I went, I wanted to go. Was going there for the WWE as well, not just the Golden Comedy with a bunch of the girls, but it was just I was like okay, but on the way up, like in the last little bit when it's landing, it was like shaking. Like what's happening in my head? I'm like, is it?
I know, yeah. It is a bit stressful. Definitely stressful. I wouldn't say it's easy for me, but yeah.
No, especially like when I'm not, on it constantly. I'm sure if you're on it constantly, those moments. You're like, okay, it's about to happen when this land happens. Also the workers, they go up and down, and like they're like, all right, sit down. I'm thinking, I was like, fuck, is this actually a problem, or is this just a mandatory thing that's happening right now?
I know,
like,
yeah.
You gotta give me a pre-warning 2 weeks prior to this shaking happening that's about to shake or something. So don't worry about it. Be nice. Anyway, they could have told me that. Okay. So lock screen photo. What is your lock screen photo on your phone?
My lock screen is just the beach at the moment. A sunset at the beach. Yeah.
Very nice. It's not a surprise that you mentioned the beach because I don't think there's been an interview with any Perth person that I've had on and they haven't mentioned the beach in some capacity.
I love the beach here. Yeah, definitely.
When it's 30 plus degrees most of the time, I can see why. All right, now, so I got 2 more for you. So, name 3 famous people you'd want to go out to dinner with, dead or alive.
Adam Sandler. There's a bit of a theme going on here. Yeah. I'm gonna say Gordon Ramsay because it'd be interesting to see his take on the dinner, and who else? Maybe like Michael Jackson. Let's like spice it up, yeah.
Yeah, very nice. So last one for you to do, pressure coming. So if you can map out a dream footy scenario, Tasman, for yourself personally and as the team, what would you love that? How would you love that to pan out?
I'd definitely say start off in the ruck tap to one of my middies. They hit up someone in the forward line and I keep streaming past for the hands and go for goal. That would be my dream footy scenario.
And a premiership at the end, maybe?
Oh, definitely a premiership.
That's right, because then the next time comes around, that question gets asked to you about how many premierships you won, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, oh, yeah, I just won one a couple of weeks ago, or this year, so very good. That'd be awesome. I since I've had so many of the girls, but I'm going to ask you this to wrap it up. So, who currently, right here, right now, is the best Swan Districts player in the WAFLW League side right now?
Oh.
Not 2, not 3, 1.
You know what? I'm going to back Lily in. I'm definitely going to say Lily. She gets a few goals under her belt every game, racks up the disposals, and I'd say Lily. Yeah.
Good choice. That's my choice too. Tasman, I really appreciate you coming on. All the best for the rest of the year. And yeah, talk again at some point soon and appreciate you coming on.
Definitely. Thank you so much for having me.